Hello there guys, how are you doing? It's Gabriel here, and it's time to play some more World of Warcraft, and once again, continue to level up my Dwarf Warrior. Bawjaws! And in the last episode guys, we didn't actually ding any levels, which is fine, and we went up a sizable amount of XP in the XP bar. Now, before we get started guys, I need to talk about something. I initially didn't want to do this because I didn't want to bring the mood of the episode down, but it pertains to the actual leveling playthrough, so it needs to be said. I need to make a little disclaimer. From this point going forward guys, there will be no more dungeons in this leveling playthrough, and that includes Wrath of the Lich King. It really all comes down to my absolute hatred, my absolute frustration, my absolute detest of Blizzard for not including random dungeon finder. Now, I could have honestly recorded an entire video about this guys, but here's the thing, right? The majority of the WoW Classic player base, fan base, whatever you want to call it, they all want random dungeon finder. It was in the original Wrath of the Lich King, and it should be in this version of Wrath of the Lich King, but it's not. Why? Because Blizzard pander to a tiny minority of hardcore WoW players, original gangster WoW players, right? And Blizzard only listen to them and nobody else, right? What they say goes. And it pisses me off, guys, because up to this point, I have enjoyed Classic, right? But the only part of Classic that I've not enjoyed is the looking for a group. Trying to find a group to do a dungeon. Now, in all my other leveling playthroughs, guys, right? And there's a lot of them. I've done dungeons. I did dungeons constantly, guys. Like, we did dungeons non-stop. Practically did a dungeon every 2 episodes, right? Because it was so easy to get one. You queued up in random dungeon finder. Within 60 seconds, it found you a dungeon. It teleported you to the dungeon with the random group of players that it found for you. You do the dungeon, you get all the nice loot, and then it teleports you back to where you were before the dungeon popped. Nice. But in Classic, it's the complete opposite, right? And it's like, Blizzard say, oh, it's not what the WoW community wants, you know, it does not fit within the WoW Classic community. Bullshit! There is nothing fun, guys. There is nothing fun about looking for a group. It's mind-numbing, it's monotonous, it's tedious, it's just horrible. Like, guys, I logged in on Saturday there, Saturday the 14th of January. I logged on about 5:30, and the plan was to record 3 episodes. And the first episode of that recording session was going to be a dungeon, our first Outland dungeon, Hellfire Ramparts. Now, within 60 seconds, guys, we found 3 DPS. But for the next hour and 15 minutes, guys, an hour and 15 minutes, I tried to find a healer and ultimately could not find one, guys. See, by the time I decided to just call the sesh, rather than looking for group, it was tank, 3 DPS, tank, 3 DPS, tank, 3 DPS, tank, 3 DPS. All of them looking for a healer, and not one point, every time I refreshed up looking for group, at not one point did I see a healer jump on. There was just no healers on a Saturday night. I sent out constant messages and looking for group chat, constant messages in general chat for Hellfire Peninsula, and nothing. There was not a healer in sight. And the irony is, guys, when I was a healer, I could never find a tank. But there's plenty of tanks on the night that I want to do a dungeon, but not a single healer to be had. I'm sick of it, guys. I just sat there and I said, you know what? I've completely checked out. I will never, ever, ever do another dungeon in Classic. Fuck you, Blizzard. Fuck the person at Blizzard who came up with the decision to not include it in Wrath Classic. And fuck all you bunch of whiny little shits who complained about it being put in the game and wanted it taken out. So, now that I've got that off my chest, guys, we are now going to switch specs. I no longer want to go protection. The whole reason that I wanted to go protection, guys, is because I wanted to do tanking. I wanted to tank dungeons. And granted, we did get to tank a few dungeons in the playthrough, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, guys. I really did. There wasn't any wipes. It was just clean, precise, and I loved it. I love dungeons. But, yeah. And I don't like stance dancing, guys. Ultimately, when it all comes down to it, I cannot stand stance dancing. So I did a little bit of research, and obviously the other 2 specs is Arms and Fury. Now if I was to go Fury, guys, it would still involve stance dancing because you spend most of your time in Fury in Berserker stance, right? But you need to start off every battle with charge. And to use charge, you need to be in battle stance, which means you need to do a little bit of stance dancing, which I don't want to do. Now, I've read 4 guides, guys. And all the guys say that arms spec for warrior, there is no stance dancing involved whatsoever. Now, if you're a warrior expert, I don't want to know, right? I don't want to know. These 4 guides, they're some of the biggest guides on the internet, and they've all told me there is no stance dancing involved if you're an arms warrior. So, I'm going to go on arms warrior, guys. And yeah, so basically, this episode is just going to be me going back to Stormwind, speaking to my warrior trainer, respecing into arms, looking at the rotation, getting myself acquainted with that rotation. And the only difference, guys, in terms of stat priority, is still strength and stamina until we get to later levels, right? Obviously, defense rating and block, that doesn't apply to us anymore, but yeah. But we do need to use a 2-handed mace, guys. Now, yeah, see, we're going to have to start again, guys. I thought 2-handed maces and 1-handed maces would be part of the same category, but it's not, so it's going to suck for a little bit, guys, but the more we use that mace, guys, eventually we'll get that to 300 in no time. But yeah, apologies, guys, for the really negative, really angry tone to this episode. That's why initially I didn't want to talk about it, but I felt that I had to, because you know, it pertains to the playthrough. Now, the only thing that I actually recorded 15 minutes, guys, but I just stopped recording at the 15-minute mark, right? So the only thing that you missed is me opening up the mailbox, and I think we got about 17 gold. So I'm going to include a little clip right now. Right, let's see all the expired auctions. Ooh. I actually sold them for a lot. I didn't think they would sell. Huh. The Bone Chewer ripped leggings of the beast, they actually sold, guys. I'll take it then. Nice. And that was basically it. We did go up a tiny little bit of XP, went from here to here, but that's because the group that we were in with the 3 DPS, they were killing mobs nearby, and I was getting XP from the mobs that they were killing, so yeah, that's all you missed. We looted the mailbox, and we got a tiny little bit of XP, but it wasn't me that killed anything, it was my teammates. We do have some more mail, guys, but I'm pretty sure this is expired auctions, though. 100% this is expired auctions. Oh no, there's some successful. But mostly expired. Still can't sell this, guys. I still cannot sell this Frenzied Striker. What the fuck? I'm beginning to think, guys, if it was a Frenzied Midfielder or a Frenzied Defender, they might have sold. I thought strikers were popular, guys. You get your Ronaldos and your Messis. Oh, is Messi like a left wing? Right wing? I don't know. I don't really know football positions all that well, guys. What? Wait, they expired, but they... It's fine, guys. Right. Okay. So, yeah, I'm just going to take the flight path, guys. I really can't be arsed. So what we're going to do right now, guys, is I'm going to fly to the portal, take the portal to Stormwind. We're going to go to the Ugtung house. No, they're going to go straight to the warrior trainer. And once we are there, I will be right back. Alright, guys, and we are here. Hello there, Elsa Corwin. Once again, I need to respec.
Well met.
I know that it gets more expensive, guys. It's about 10 gold now, right?
See you around.
Well, 5 gold, that's not too bad. Right. So this is probably came as a bit of a shock to you guys, a bit of a surprise. You were not expecting me in a million years to ever switch specs, right? I seemed pretty happy and pretty content in protection, but as it turns out, guys, now that we're no longer doing dungeons, it just doesn't feel appropriate now, you know? I don't want to stance, I just want to do lots of damage, and that's it, guys. Right? So that's it. I feel like a change, guys, right? So I've got my Icy Veins guide, guys, and we're just going to follow it. You know, and we're putting all 51 points, guys, all 51 into arms. There's no like putting some into this and putting some into that. It's all going into arms, right? So we have to put 1 point into this here, guys. Improved Heroic Strike, which reduces the cost of your Heroic Strike ability by 1 rage point. All 5 points into this. Deflection. Increases your parry chance by 1%, which will take it up to 5%. Which is good, I guess. All 2 points into Improved Rend, guys. Increases the bleed damage done by your Rend ability by 10%. Finally, guys, we get to use Rend again. That's actually from the guides that I've read. Rend is an important ability which we will be using a lot. So that increases the bleed damage done by 20%. Let's do that, right? And then the next row. We only put 2 points into this here, guys. Improved charge. Increases the amount of rage generated by your charge ability by 10. What the actual Charlene? Yeah. There we go. Alright, that's it. We don't put anything into this right here, guys. Because it's not going to be stancing, so we don't need to use Tactical Mastery. Right. The next row, though, is fully maxed out. So we've got this one here, guys. Improved Overpower. Wait, what? Oh, I didn't put... Oh, for fuck's sake. I didn't put 5 points into that. What the fuck? Right. Improved Overpower. Increases the critical strike chance of your Overpower ability by 50%. That's right, guys. Overpower is returning. Kinky. This one right here, guys. Anger Management generates 1 rage per 3 seconds. Now, I assume that's out of combat, right? As well. Or is that just in combat? I don't actually know. No, it'd be kind of OP. See if it was... Do you think that's out of combat? I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out. That's just learn right now, actually. Right now I've got some tea, guys, as you do. Yeah, I don't... Yeah, it doesn't seem to be generating any rage. I think it's only if you're in combat. Because if it was out of combat, I'd be like, that's a bit OP. Right, and the next one, guys, is 2 points into this here. Impale. Increases the critical strike damage bonus of your abilities by 20%. And then this one right here, guys, 3 points into this. Deep Wounds. Your critical strikes cause the opponent to bleed, dealing 48% of your melee weapon's average damage over 6 seconds. Your critical strike. So, as well as using Rend, anytime we critical strike, we cause the opponent to bleed, which deals 48% of our melee weapon's damage over 6 seconds. So that's actually pretty good, guys. So that's like an additional bleed on top of the Rend bleed. It's pretty cool. Right, next up. All 3 points into like we're maxing out these here, right? So this one here. Two-handed weapon specialization, guys. Increases the damage you deal with two-handed melee weapons by 6%. And then 3 points into this. Taste for Blood. Whenever your Rend ability causes damage, you have a 100% chance of allowing the use of your Overpower ability by 9 seconds. 1 charge. This effect will not occur more than once every 6 seconds. Yeah, because if I remember correctly, guys, you could only use Overpower if the enemy... Hang on. Right, so Overpower cannot be blocked, dodged or parried, but it can only be used if the target dodges. That's right. So that's the only time. So if a target dodges your ability, that's when you can use Overpower. But this ability right here, guys, basically says whenever you use your Rend, you have a 100% chance of using Overpower for 9 seconds. 1 charge. So basically, every time we use Rend, we'll be able to use Overpower. Even if the opponent didn't dodge our attack, we'll be able to use Overpower for 9 seconds. Which is pretty kinky. So that's pretty cool. I give it 2 seconds, guys. Somebody just whistled me. I'll be right back. Alright, guys. And we're back. So, let's see. We're here. So that's pretty good, guys, right? So obviously, Overpower cannot be blocked, dodged, or parried. How many times have we complained, guys, in this playthrough that our abilities keep getting blocked, dodged, and parried? You hear that clink sound, and that clank sound, and the thump sound, and all the other sounds that the game makes when the enemy has blocked or dodged or parried. It's frustrating, guys, right? So the fact that Overpower cannot be blocked, dodged or parried is awesome. And the fact that we can now use it every time we rend the enemy, we've got 9 seconds to use Overpower once, regardless of whether we dodged it. So that's awesome, guys. I love that. Right, this one here, guys. Pole Axe Specialization. I mean, the game really wants me to use pole axes and axes, right? No, pole arms and pole axes. No, I mean, it really... For fuck's sake. See, because it says pole axe, there's no such thing as a pole axe in the game, Blizzard. What the fuck? It really wants me to use axes and pole arms, guys, for some bizarre reason. I could take that pole arm right there, the one I've been trying to sell, guys. I mean, it's not great, but I could take it. I'm not sure, guys. But I don't know. I just felt like using maces, guys. I don't know. Increases your chance to get a critical strike and the critical damage caused with axes and pole arms by 1%. I'm actually stumped right now, guys. I don't know what to take. Like I says, I was up for, you know, using just a two-handed mace. But you know what, guys? Seeing as we're going to have to start from the very beginning anyway, because if we take a look at our freaking, like, our two-handed mace is at 44, so... But we don't actually have pole arm. That's fine. Fuck it, guys. I'll just do what the guy says, right? Put all 5 in that, so that's 5%. Cool. It also tells us to take sweeping strikes. That's awesome. So then we're going into the next row, guys. This one right here. Weapon Mastery. Reduces the chance... Hang on. Reduces the chance for your attacks to be dodged by 2% and reduces the duration of all disarm effects used against you by 50%. This does not stack with other disarm duration reducing effects. That's pretty good, guys, because we have also been disarmed quite a lot in this playthrough, so that is actually going to be helpful. So if we could disarm for, say, 6 seconds, it will only be 3 seconds, so I'll take that, guys. And it increases the chances of our abilities getting dodged. I'm all for that. Then it's this one right here, guys. Trauma. 2 points into that. Your melee critical strikes increase the effectiveness of bleed effects on the target by 30% for 1 minute. So if we slap on Rend, right, if we get a critical strike from any of our abilities, it will increase the potency of Rend's bleed by 30% for 1 minute, right? I take it that's what that means. I think so. Right. And this one right here, guys, Mortal Strike. A vicious strike that deals weapon damage plus 85 and wounds the target, reducing the effectiveness of any healing by 50% for 10 seconds. This one right here, guys, Strength of Arms. Increases your total strength and stamina by 2% and your expertise by... No, increases your total strength and stamina by 4% and your expertise by 4. Awesome. More strength and stamina. Always a good thing, guys. And 2 points into the improved slam. Decreases the swing time of your slam ability by 1 second. Awesome. Right. And in this row here, guys, it's just this one here. Unrelenting Assault. Reduces the cooldown of your Overpower and Revenge abilities by 4 seconds and increases the damage done by both abilities by 20%. In addition, if you strike a player with Overpower while they are casting, their magical damage and healing will be reduced by 50% for 6 seconds. So if I use Overpower while they are casting, it will reduce the damage by 50% essentially. Now what is the cooldown right now, guys, of 5 seconds? So that brings it down to... Well, that makes it essentially... It's the same as Revenge, guys. It essentially makes it instant now. Oh, that's pretty kinky. Right. And then in this row right here, guys, we just put 1 point into this Sudden Death. Your melee hits have a 3% chance of allowing the use of Execute regardless of the target's health state. In addition, you can keep at least 3 rage after using Execute. So basically, guys, you can only use Execute once the target gets to 20% or below health. So if they get to 20% or below, or 20% or lower health, then you can use Execute to finish them off, basically. But this one here says, your melee hits have a 3% chance of allowing you to use Execute outside of that. So they don't have to be 20% health. So that's pretty good. So guys, I know this is really, really boring, right? I know it is. But we're changing specs. It's got to be done. That is what it is, right? This one right here, guys. Endless Rage. You generate 25% more rage from damage dealt. That is awesome. That sounds fucking amazing. Yes, please. Yeah! Endless Rage! Right. 2 points into this. Blood Frenzy. Increases your melee attack speed by 10%. In addition, your Rend and Deep Wounds ability also increase all physical damage caused to that target by 4%. Right, so it increases our attack speed by 10%. And if we use Rend on the target, it causes that target to take 4% more physical damage. But they've got to have rend, right? Wait, hang on. In addition to your rend and deep wounds abilities. In addition, your rend and deep wounds ability also increase. Yeah, okay. So basically, guys, if we slap on rend, basically, I'm noticing a trend here, guys. Right? Arms is all about slapping on rend because rend triggers a lot of stuff, right? So attack speed is increased by 10%. That's good. And if we use rend or deep wounds on the target, they will take 4% more physical damage. Right, that's cool. 5 points into this right here, guys. Wrecking Crew. Your melee critical hits enrage you, increasing all damage caused by 10% for 12 seconds. This effect does not stack with enrage. Okay. So whenever we get a critical hit, guys, we become enraged, which increases all damage caused by 10% for 12 seconds. That's pretty good. And the last one, guys, the main arms spec ability, Bladestorm. Instantly whirlwind up to 4 nearby targets, and for the next 6 seconds you will perform a whirlwind attack every 1 second. While under the effects of Bladestorm, you can move, but cannot perform any other abilities, but you do not feel pity or remorse or fear, and you cannot be stopped unless killed. So it's got a 1.5 minute cooldown, it's 25 rage, and you perform a whirlwind attack every 1 second. So you perform 6 whirlwind attacks over the 6 seconds. And it hits 4 nearby targets. And I'm going to guess if you use this right here, guys, sweeping strikes, it hits 5, right? Huh? Alright. So there we go, guys. Obviously, this is going to take me a long time to get used to this, guys. But now we've got that. The next thing that we need to do, guys, we need to take the things that we no longer need anymore, guys. We won't be using shield slam anymore. Won't be using shield block anymore. We're always going to be in battle stance. Won't be using shield wall anymore. Won't be using shield bash anymore. So I'm just taking all the abilities, guys, that we will no longer need. There's no point in us. We don't need taunt anymore. Right, okay. Take this out. Okay. Alright. So now what we need to do, guys, is we need to take a look at the rotation, right? So the first thing we need to do, guys, is we need to...
Can I help you?
We need to get rend all the way up, right? So, rend. Right, so there we go. Rend. Done, right? Let's see here, guys. Let's see. Overpower. I'll take it overpower. Is overpower just 1 rank, I'm guessing?
Farewell.
Yeah, farewell, whatever you say. Yeah, it's just 1 rank. Right, that's fine. Victory Rush, I take it that's just 1 rank as well, right? Yeah, just 1 rank. Okay. Slam.
Hello.
We need to... Apparently slam is an ability that we do use. So... Okay. Oh. Wait, what did I just learn now? What? That's fine. Slam rank 2. Right. Slam rank 4. Right, there we go, guys. Execute. So we need to level all this up, guys. Okay. Mortal Strike, that's already upgraded. Thunderclat's already upgraded, and Heroic Strike. So that's pretty much it, guys. Now, we could use Pummel, guys, because that's an interrupt spellcasting, right? It's very much like is it Shield Bash? But it requires us to stand stance. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it. Right.
Safe travel.
So now what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to... I need to see... Because we don't have pole arm, guys. And I need to find out where the pole arm trainer is, right? I don't seem to see... Well... No, pole arms is not there. So give me 2 seconds. I'm going to take a look at this guide and see where the pole arm trainer is. I'll be right back. Alright, guys. So according to Wowhead, it's actually in the trade district. Wu Peng, I think it is. Oh, that's right, guys. I need to... God dang it, man. Can't mount here. Okay, that's fine. So once we get polearms, guys, I'm then going to take a look at my action bars and stuff. This episode might run a little bit longer, guys, because I want to get all of this sorted so that in the next episode we can just go back and start working on, you know, the new rotation. I shouldn't have done this, guys. I know this. It's just like, now that I'm not doing dungeons anymore, I just don't feel the need. I just don't feel the need to be a protection warrior anymore. So, it is what it is. I'm going to need new talents as well and all that good shit. Right. Whooping! I think you're in here, ain't you, buddy?
King's honor, friend.
Yeah, polearms. Cool.
For the Alliance.
So, right. What to do now, guys? I think I'll go and take a look at all the two-handed weapons, two-handed axes, maces. See what's available, guys. And if I can't find anything good, I'll just use the polearm that I've got, right? But reality, guys, I want a two-handed axe or a two-handed mace, not a polearm, man. Come on. I mean, that's not very badass, right? Right. So as per usual, guys, I'm going to pause it. I'm going to load up my auctionator add-on. And then I'll do a wee scan of the auction house and just see what's available. So I'll be right back, guys. Alright, guys. So I put a bunch of stuff into the Uktung house, and I actually bought myself. I looked at all the two-handed axes, maces, swords, and polearms, and I saw a really, really, really good two-handed mace, guys. It's kind of OP. I also saw a really good purple two-handed sword, and I could actually afford it, but I decided against it at the last second. It's like a level 52 sword or some shit. This one right here, guys, I'll show you, right? Right, let me show you. No. Okay. Right. So, it's this one right here, guys. Gron Bone Club of Strength. Fucking hell, Gabriel. Right. So, as you can see, guys, it's an extra 20 damage per second. We're losing the 6 agility and we're losing 34 stamina. It's fine, I don't really care. But we're gaining an extra 22 strength, guys. I mean, look at that's 40 strength. Look at the damage and then look at the damage per second. It's a much, much better upgrade, guys. It's level 59 as well. So, yeah, let's do it. Also, guys, I don't mind losing stamina because we're not protection warrior anymore, guys, right? I don't really mind if we lose too much stamina. Let's see. This neck piece right here, guys. Enforcer's Chain. We got that from a quest, I believe. It gives us an extra 3 agility and 3 strength. We're losing 16 stamina. Again, I'm not going to lose sleep over that, guys. So there we go. Let's try and make some gold back by selling some of the soulbound stuff.
Light be with you.
You too. You too. So sell. Wait here again. What is this here, guys? Did we not? When did we get that? That's an extra 2 strength, 1 stamina, and... Nah, I'm just going to leave it though, guys. I don't really care about defense rating, and actually agility now matters, because agility, I believe, increases your critical strike rate. It does. And this arms spec is all about getting lots of crits, right? Because crits trigger procs, and those procs make us more OP. So, yeah, I don't mind. I'll just sell these. Sell this. Sell this. So there we go, guys. No more shields. It's a sad day. It feels like a sad day, guys. What can I say? Right. Let's see. Is there anything else we need to sell? Yeah, these here. And now we can actually use them, guys. The scrolls now we can actually use them now that we're level 60. I totally forgot all about that. Right, so that's pretty kinky.
Go with honor, friend.
And you go with honor too. Right, guys. So I don't think there's anything else that we need to do while we're here. So let's just head back to Hellfire Peninsula, guys. Please don't tell us anything else I need to do. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. So, we now need to take a look at our abilities, guys, or our rotation, as it were, right? Let's see. Okay. Oh, there was something we needed to do, man. Damn it! Glyphs, man. Glyphs. As per usual. Right, it's fine, guys, it's fine. Right, so let's take a look. So, the rotation here says, keep Battle Shout buff up. We always do anyway, right, so that's fine. Blood Rage to prevent your rage from decaying between mobs. We already do that anyway. Charge your enemy. That's what we'll do. I just love, guys, that after we use charge, we no longer need to stand stance. It's so good. I love it. First thing we do is we rend. We rend our opponent, guys, right? So let's bring rend. Oh, I've missed you, buddy. I miss rendering enemies completely and utterly useless, guys. So right now, it wounds the target, causing them to bleed for 221 damage, plus an additional 321 based on weapon damage over 15 seconds, right? Kinky. Then, overpower if any of your attacks are dodged, or taste for blood procs, which every time you use rend is going to proc every single time. So, overpower is the next one, guys, I believe. Make sure to use Victory Rush before the proc expires. So we're using Victory Rush again, guys. Right, I no longer need to have this. I can put my mount back in this button here. Into that one there, right? And I can bring Victory Rush down to E, which was where it was before, guys, when we initially used it at the start of the playthrough. Put it right here. So basically, every time we instantly attack the target, causing 401 damage, can only be used within 20 seconds after you kill an enemy that yields experience or honor. Damage is based on your attack power, right? So that's pretty cool. Slam whenever you are not moving. So if we're just staying still. Alright. Put it here. Execute any low health enemies, or if sudden death procs. So we're going to have to create a tell me when for that, guys, but execute. Right, 15 rage. Attempts to finish off a wounded foe, causing 732 damage and converting each extra point of rage into 15 additional damage, up to a maximum cost of 30 rage. Only usable on enemies that have less than 20% health. I kinda want that in my middle mouse button, guys. Okay. Mortal Strike is next. Thunderclap. Mortal Strike whenever you have high rage or are moving. Thunderclap with extra rage or if fighting multiple enemies. And Heroic Strike only if you have a large surplus of rage. Level 60 unlocks Blade Storm, the Arms Warrior special ability. This spell is amazing for both single target and AoE, and typically when it is off cooldown you want to pull multiple enemies at once and combo sweeping strikes together with Blade Storm to decimate everything nearby. So we'll put Blade Storm, guys, into R then, I think. Yeah. But where's sweeping strikes going to fit into this? Believe it or not, guys, Cleave isn't actually anywhere on this list. Heroic Strike and Cleave, both of these skills get very minor damage increases with each rank. You can hold off and train these skills if you are low on gold. But be sure to keep these spells at max rank. Battle Shout, Rend, Thunderclap, Execute, Slam, and Mortal Strike. Okay. Well, I suppose we could take Heroic Strike out, guys. I don't really have a need for it anymore, I don't think. So we can just move all this along here. And we could put Sweeping Strikes into here. Okay. Retaliation. Instantly counter-attack any enemy that strikes you in melee for 12 seconds. Melee attacks made from behind cannot be counter-attacked. A maximum of 20 attacks will cause retaliation. So instantly counter-attack any enemy that strikes you. Is it just one type? You can only counter-attack one type, or just constantly? So that's a big cooldown. So I'm going to drag us down to here, guys. That's where Shield Wall used to be. Oh, Hamstring, guys. We get to use Ham on a string again. Ah, yes. I'll put that into this here. Oh, that is good, guys. That is good. That is good. Berserker Rage, we use that anyway, that's fine. Intercept requires that. Intimidating Shout. It really should be on my action bar somewhere, guys, but I'm running out of spaces. And we don't need anything from here anymore, guys. And we can't even use Disarm because it's in defensive stance. Oh well then. Rip. Well, in that case, Intimidating Shout could go down here then. Right. Well, there we go, guys. That is our rotation. So what I'm going to do right now, guys, is once again, I'm going to head back to Stormwind. I can't believe it. I fucking sat there as I was casting the Hearthstone. Is there anything else I've forgotten? So I'll be right back, guys. Alright, guys, and we're back. Spent a little bit of time there, guys, looking at a couple of guides. I'm looking at a guide on Icy Veins, and I'm also looking at a guide on Wowhead just to see what glyphs they recommend. And they both seem to be recommending this one particular glyph, and the other ones are just like... The other two guys can't seem to decide on the other ones, but they agree on one particular glyph, which is what we're going to get. But also, guys, I made a new macro. You know how, like, when we're in Outland, it's like, you know, we use our flying mount. When we come back here, it's like, oh fuck, I need to go into here, my character panel, go into pet, and then drag down my ground mount. I don't need to do that anymore, guys. Take a look at this macro right here. Right. Show tooltip Golden Griffin. So it says cast flyable, no mounted Golden Griffin. Right? And then cast no flyable, no mounted Swift Brown Ram. So basically what it means is, guys, this button right here, if we are in an area where we can't fly, it will automatically bring out Gus. And if we go back to Outland, if we press that very same mount button, it will bring out Russ. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So, because it's a wee bit tedious, I didn't want to take out an extra, or a precious extra action bar slot, right? So I've got two of my mounts combined into one action bar button and one macro. That's pretty cool. So yeah! Because it's tedious, guys. Every time I come back to Stormwind or Ironforge, I need to go into my control panel and drag down Gus or Eric. It's tedious, guys. No, I don't need to do that, so... But I need to get one of those modifier ones. So like if I hold down shift and then click that, hold down shift and then that button right there, it will bring out Eric instead, you know. Right, guys. So this episode will run a wee bit longer, guys, just till we get it all set up. So basically, these guys, the two guys that I'm looking at, guys, they both agree on Glyph of Rending being... Is there really a level 80 rogue here? Good luck, buddy. You're not going to last 2 seconds. You might take somebody with him, guys, or a few people with him, but he won't last long. Right! Shopping. So, Glyph of Rending it's called, guys. Right. And Glyph of Rending increases the duration of your rend ability by 6 seconds, guys. So, it's kind of essential, but apparently that's the cheapest, so... We'll take this. Right. Now, the guides, guys, also... So, Icy Veins says we have to take Glyph of Victory Rush. Someone's getting ganked. Someone is totally getting ganked. They're recommending Glyph of Victory Rush, right? Which your Victory Rush ability has a 30% increased critical strike chance, right? Whereas... the Wowhead guide says take, oh, for fuck's sake, take Glyph of Execution or Glyph of Mortal Strike. Glyph of Mortal Strike is, I think it increases the damage, if I remember correctly. Yeah, increase the damage of your Mortal Strike ability by 10%. And Glyph of Execution, your execute ability deals damage as if you had 10 additional rage. Alright, yeah, so attempt to finish off a wounded foe, causing 732 damage and converting each extra point of rage. So say for example you've got 30 rage and use execute, right? That extra 15 rage, it converts it into additional damage. No, hang on, I'm not looking at this right, guys, hang on. For each extra point of rage into 15 additional damage. So that'd be 15 times 15, guys. Extra damage. So this here, Glyph of Execution, treats it as if you had, say you only had 15 rage, right? And if you use Execution, you know, you'd have no rage. But this glyph here basically is tricking the game into thinking you've got 25 rage. I don't think we're going to be using Execute that much, because I think the only time we're going to use Execute is when they are below 20% health, so I'm not going to bother about that. Glyph of Mortal Strike, I don't know. I think I'm more inclined to go with Glyph of Victory Rush, because I feel that's something we're going to use a lot, guys. So we'll get Glyph of Victory Rush, right? Oh, for goodness sake. Ah! There we go. 30% extra, that's pretty good. Now, with regards to, we've got Glyph, the minor glyphs, guys. Icy Vein says Glyph of Battle, we've got that. Glyph of Blood Rage. And Glyph of Enduring Victory. What is Glyph of Enduring Victory? Increases the window of opportunity in which you can use Victory Rush by 5 seconds. So right now, guys, we can only use it within 20 seconds after you kill an enemy. This increases it to 25 seconds. That's pretty OP. So we're going to go with that. That's pretty OP. Right, so so Glyph of Enduring Victory, guys. Right, let's see. I hope it's not too expensive. That's not too bad. That is not too... Oh, level 62? We can't use it until level 62? What the actual Charlene... What the actual... Right, I'm going to pick up Glyph of Blood Rage, guys. Reason being is because, obviously, we're not going to have as much stamina, you know, as an arms warrior, right? So, we don't want to lose that health whenever we use Blood Rage. So, I think we'll take Glyph of Blood Rage. But what is Wowhead saying? Glyph of Thunderclap, Glyph of Blood Rage, Glyph of Command. Right, okay. So, both guys are agreeing that Glyph of Blood Rage is the way to go. Right, so we'll get Glyph of Blood Rage then. Give it to me. And guys, we're just going to take it. We're just going to buy Glyph of Enduring Victory, and we'll use it at level 62, right? It's fine. And we'll buy Glyph of Mortal Strike, and then once we dig level 62, we'll switch over to that, alright? Alright! Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scream in your face. There's been no rage, guys! There's been no rage in this episode with the actual Charlene. Right. So there we go. There we go. Aye. Give me. Keep these two. Look at these. Stop bullying each other and have sex. Well, not at your age, but you know. Eventually, you know, you're picking at each other right now, but when you get older and your hormones start kicking in, you start getting into puberty and you start finding each other attractive, you'll be like, you'll look back in these days when you picked at each other and stuff, you know. What age did you start becoming interested in sex then, guys? As a matter of fact, you don't have to answer that question. You do not have to answer that question. That was very intrusive of me, guys. I apologise. Right. Let's see. So, Glyph of Rending. So, we don't have to use Sweeping Strikes as much, guys. Believe it or not. We don't have to use it as much. It's not like a crucial ability for us, right? It's like if you've got a group of enemies, right, then you can activate Sweeping Strikes and then Bladestorm, and that should take care of it. Right, and then we want to take the other major glyph, which is Glyph of... Oh wait, what the actual Charlene? Oh, that was a waste of money, guys. Fuck! We've only got 2 major... Oh, wait. Yeah, we don't... Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. There we go. Goodbye, Glyph blocking. So you get Glyph rending, guys, which increases the duration of your rend ability. It takes it up to 21 seconds. I don't know if that is already applied, but it increases the duration of rend by 6 seconds. And your Victory Rush ability has a 30% increased critical strike chance, so 30% more likely to crit with Victory Rush, guys. Thunderclap, we're going to replace that with Blood Rage. And we'll keep that as well. So we unlock our next minor glyph, guys, at level 70. So that is when we will apply Glyph of Enduring. God damn it, guys. God damn it. It doesn't matter. Right, guys, so I'm actually going to bring the episode to an end right here. Thank you very much for watching. Apologies once again, guys, that it wasn't a particularly exciting episode. But like I said, we are switching specs. So we had to go and put all the talent points. I wanted to read all the talents, guys, you know what I mean? And try and absorb it. And then we had to sort our rotation out. And then we had to get a new 2-handed mace. And we had to get our glyphs and stuff. So in the next episode, guys, we're going to go back to Hellfire Peninsula and do some questing. And try and figure out this new rotation, guys. This new spec. I suspect it's going to be fun, guys. I suspect it's going to be fun. We'll also need to set up a tell me when, guys, I think, for a few things. Not straight away, but once we start to notice a few things, we'll create a couple of tell me whens so we know when things proc and all that jazz. So, yeah, if you enjoyed the episode, leave a like. If you want to ask me anything, leave a comment. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys in the next episode.